Hey, do anybody want to play a drinking game with me? Okay, drink how many times I say Tony, Tony, Tony. Don't do it, you're gonna die. Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Von the Stampede, and today in Unsung Shorts, we're gonna talk about Toni, Toni, Toni. Toni, Toni, Toni is an American soul R&B band from Oakland, California. The Tonys was composed of Dwayne Wiggins on lead vocals and guitar, his brother Charles Wade Wiggins, aka Raphael Sadiq, on lead vocals and bass, and their cousin Timothy Christian Riley on drums and keyboard. So how did Toni, Toni, Toni got their name?
None of y'all are named Tony.
None of us.
So how did y'all get the name of the group?
Dwayne used to put this perm in his hair called a curly kid. Dwayne said if he would go to school on the first day, his name is Dwayne, but his teacher would call him Tony. And his hair was so done that they would say like 3 times like he was Italian, like Toni, Toni, Toni. That's how he came up with the name.
That's how he came up with the name?
100%. So it was a joke.
After graduating high school and doing a couple gigs, the group signed to Wing Records. Their first album, Who, was released in April 18, 1988. It received mixed reviews and was a modest commercial success. It reached number 69 on the Billboard's top pop albums, charting for 44 weeks and producing the number 1 hit, Little Walter. It had 3 other singles, Born to Know, Baby Doll, and For the Love of You. In May 8th, 1990, Toni, Toni, Toni released their second album, Revival. It charted for 64 weeks on the Billboard Top Albums, peaking at number 34 on the charts. They worked with engineers such as Toby Wright and Jerry Brown, musicians Keith Crouch, and singer Vanessa Williams on the single hit Oakland Stroke. Revival had 5 singles: The Blues, Oakland Stroke, Whatever You Want, Feels Good, and It Never Rains in Southern California.
Can't cope, they must come to realize it's the Oakland Stroke.
From there, we were all standing in the studio off of East 15th in Oakland. And Tim, who's one, he didn't party like, definitely not like me or us, but he was just this home rat, and he's a genius. That's Tim, the one he never speaks, but he's a silent genius. He did all the music to that. People ask us how to become other. No, this weirdo, one morning at about 4 in the morning, did all the music, and we would be out partying, coming home 3 or 4 in the morning. This dude would be on his keyboard. We came home, and Ray came into me. He's like, "Hey man, Tim did this music. You gotta hear this." Played it. He's like, "That's fly." He said, "I wrote something to it. I wrote something to that. It Never Rains in Southern California." Played it. I was like, "Man, that's a hitter." And so that was one of those ones that organically happened. Tim masterminded the whole music behind it, but we later came and put an orchestra on it, and that was Claire Fisher.
This album also brought the group to mainstream stardom. So on June 22nd, 1993, Toni, Toni, Toni released Sons of Soul. Sons of Soul reached double platinum and had a commercial success. This album had influences of soul artists from the 1960s and the 1970s. Also, Charles Ray Wiggins handled most of the songwriting, which characterized by quickly flirtatious lyrics and irreverent ballads. This album contained 5 singles: Leaving, Slow Wine, Lay Your Head on My Pillow, Anniversary, and If I Had No Loot. Before doing a follow-up album, the band recorded several songs for movie soundtracks, such as Me and You for Boys in the Hood, I Don't Know What You Come to Do for House Party 2, and Waiting for You on Poetic Justice. After the album's success, Toni took a hiatus as a group. Each member pursued other music projects, such as Dwayne Wiggins and Timothy Christian Riley worked with other artists like D'Angelo, Evo, Karen White, Terrence Campbell, and A Tribe Called Quest. Charles Ray Wiggins adopted the surname Raphael Saadiq for his profession in 1994. Saadiq means man of his word in Arabic.
It was my own name because me and my brother, we sort of had the same name. In the production, people would get us confused. And so I started looking at names, and Saadiq means man of his word. Mm-hmm. I like what it meant. And it was like Raphael's open, and then Saadiq closes, Raphael Saadiq. And I just grabbed it, went to courthouse, bloop, and then that was it.
In 1995, Saadiq released his solo single, Ask of You.
See if I can handle you.
That same year, the band regrouped for the final studio album, House of Music. The album charted for 31 weeks on the Billboard 200, peaking at number 32, and the album certified to platinum. The House of Music had two singles, Let's Get Down and Thinking of You.
Come on, let's get down, let's get down, let's get down. I just wanna know if you've been thinking about me, girl.
Fun fact, House of Music was named after a music store that the Wiggins used to go to. After the success of House of Music, the band pursued other music projects.
Yeah, no, but I had a lot of reasons. You know, like I said, we all grew different. The money got funny. The executives got weird. And, you know, people were telling me, I'm going to kill you and put a horse head in your bed.
Dwayne Wiggins have done a number of projects, such as releasing his first solo project, Eyes Never Lie, which was released in 2000. This album collaborated with other artists such as Darius Rucker from Hootie and the Blowfish, Jamie Foxx, and Carlos Santana.
Tell me what's really going on. Seven trees bear strange fruit. To be close to you.
In 2003, he worked on Alicia Keys' single, Diary.
Just think of me as the pages in your diary.
Learned a lot from her as well.
Got you. And that ended up working with her on the Diary album, which
and Easy Mo B in the studio.
Wow.
What are you saying, man? He came in with a 1200. He put the 1200 on the table, and what's a trip is Alicia already knew I was going to trip because she knew at my studio I had a 1200, and I'm a 1200 beast.
Got you.
I'm a doctor on the 1200. Man, look, so when he came up and pulled that out, it's like, what you know about that? And he started just laying beats. And it was a natural thing, man.
Recently, he's touring with Toni with former bandmates Timothy Christian Riley and Amar Khalid. In 1999, Saadiq released his next project, Lucy Pearl. Lucy Pearl consists of three members: Toni's Raphael Saadiq, A Tribe Called Quest DJ and producer Ali Shaheed Muhammad, and Don Robinson of Evolve. Originally, D'Angelo was supposed to be the third member, but had to back out due to scheduling conflicts. Lucy Pearl released one studio album called Lucy Pearl that was released on May 23rd, 2000. They only had 4 singles: Dance Tonight, Don't Mess With My Man, Without You, and You.
First thing we need to do is buy brand new fits for you. Make sure that you look good. Well, I can't talk. What can I do? Without you, I have you. I really want you.
Unfortunately, the group disbanded in 2002. So, what happened?
Dawn didn't look at the contract correctly, and Dawn trusted too much, and there were some dynamics that didn't work within the group structure. So I think some people are happy. You know, Raphael loves being where he's at because he gets the accolades and he gets the attention, and he likes being where he's at right now. So good for him. You know, I'm proud of him. Please, I'm proud of all of the girls too. Maxine and Cindy and Terry. Terry, had the lawsuit recently. They sued Maxine, which wasn't good either. But I wish that Lucy Pearl and then Bo could have worked, but I think it did what it was supposed to for the time that it was supposed to, both of them. And it was time to move on.
Why did they?
Don was sort of
what, a diva?
Well, that's what they call themselves, but I mean, she wasn't in vogue, and she wanted to do a solo act, and then we sort of came along and said, can we use you for a minute? And she sort of lent us her talent, but then she said, now it's time for me to go solo. But it was like 6 months into like, I Want to Dance Tonight.
In 2002, Sadiq released his first solo album, Instant Vintage, which had 3 Grammy nominations.
Now that I'm with you, every girl wants a piece of my mind and soul. You should be here to rap me, to trap me, then climb me. If you want me to, that's what I will do.
Also, his second studio album, Ray Ray, was released in 2004. It had 2 singles, Chick Like You and I Want You Back.
I need a chick like you that don't know when to quit. Like you. I want you back. See, I'm messed up. I know I hurt you.
The Way I See It was released in September 16, 2008. This album had a Motown-inspired sound. The Way I See It had 5 singles: Love That Girl, 100-Yard Dash, Never Give You Up, Let's Take a Walk, and Staying in Love.
So glad she's so sweet and tender. No matter how hard I try to ditch your touch.
Oh, girl, I'll never give you up. 'Cause ain't no other good enough.
Yeah, well, let's take a walk outside. Walk outside. Now let's walk. The more we listen, let's extend.
Stone Rollin' features styles of R&B, funk, blues, and rock and roll. The album was a critical success and ranked number 14 on the Billboard 200. 3 singles came from the album, that is Radio, Good Man, and Stone Rollin'.
Yes, I tried to move away. That I'm a good man, thanks to you. You don't call her back, but that girl is that. Come on.
Raphael released another album called Jimmy Lee, named after his late brother who died of an overdose.
Oh, they might be right. At least tonight.
Raphael Sadiq has been a busy man, not only making 4 good solo albums, he collaborated with other artists such as Mary J. Blige, John Legend, Elton John, Mick Jagger, and so on. He also did some of the music on HBO's Insecure and was featured in Marvel Netflix Luke Cage.
Our director and EP, Melina Matsoukas, she's the one who put us on and all linked us up, right?
She did. Melina's like, so you scoring now, right? I'm like, yeah. She said, you want to work on Insecure? I was like, yeah, hell yeah.
It was that easy?
Let's do it.
The Toni song Feels Good was featured in the American sitcom Rick and Morty.
You know what song that is, right? Love it.
Feels good. It's a hit song.
Who knew Rick had good taste in music? Also, their music has been sampled by other artists such as Nelly, Lil Wayne, Meek Mill, and etc.
Whatever you want.
So far out comes the smallest soldier, alcoholic doja, bother my composure.
Only popping that. Gotta jump in out there, he did like who copping that.
Toni introduced a unique, authentic sound in the R&B genre that people can still enjoy to this day. From a mixture of jazz, R&B, soul, blues, and funk, these guys have established themselves as the fathers of R&B. Wow, you made it to the end of the video. Don't forget to hit that bell icon button and share this video. Also, don't forget to comment on this video. And thank you so much for giving me 2,000 subscribers. I didn't know you guys like these little videos, but I will bring you more content. Anyway, I'm Von the Stampede, and I will see you guys next time. Ciao.